Hello all. We go back to our research. As you know, we went here and we typed library. It sent us to this link, and then we clicked here, and then we put our student ID. After we put our student ID, we saw this, and we typed COVID-19, and then I click search, and as I said, it found whatever articles, and we said that this is a full text, this has HTML, it has videos here as well. And if I wanted to review, suppose, books, I would have clicked here, and two books would have been popped up after, here, full text. And I looked at this book as well, didn't see, as much. But anyhow, we could do other research in terms of we could click on advanced search. And if we came here, then we could choose field option by clicking here. For example, do we want the name of COVID-19 to appear in the journal name and how we want it to appear. Then we come here, do we want full text or the date of the publication or even the language that we want to do our research? And therefore, it seems that this is a very comprehensive, database that we are dealing. And search history shows us what web pages, what we have looked at. And we'll go back to our library resources here. And as you all know, we discussed about interlibrary sources. If you are using this EBSCO, we already looked at it, science and technology. If you click that, is the same site as you saw, and this is for nursing student. This is another source where it has the list of the colleges, and you have other sources to look at other colleges, but this is just a link we provided you. And as I said, we already talked about library resources, and we talked about West Virginia Library Commission. This is an organization that oversees the statewide library services. Here it says that statewide library request system. Let's see what it has. And it has the name of a borrowing library, and therefore the libraries can borrow from each other. You can go to your local library and ask your librarian to see if they can borrow a book from you from the, let's say, a library in Morgantown. Therefore, that refers to, that service. And again, a statewide LL request system, again, talks about that. And we come here, and it says West Virginia archives. If I click there, most likely it has some. I noticed that it is a PDF file. It is a PDF file. Therefore, I'm not going to open that. And this has the names of the libraries in this state. I click a very important Library of Congress, and if you look at here at the very top, it says loc.gov. LOC means Library of Congress. That's the abbreviation. I can put my COVID-19 here. If I was here, you go COVID-19, and I can do my search here. And again, just like the other organization that you saw, there are some, articles here. Here is COVID-19 social distancing, for example. I click there, and let's see if I can suppose copy, let's say, from here to here, and I come here, and it allowed me to, right click and copy. But let me see again here. Let me go to another part, and let's go in here, for example, and let's see if this allows. Here you go. If I click here, and one more time, I go here and click here, and I clicked, and oops, I double clicked again. I click here again and copy. I go to Microsoft Word, and here is Microsoft Word, and here I type my article there, and suppose I paste it here, and after doing that, let me click here, and then I come here and I put my source. Of course, I go back again to where I was, and I believe, here, and I click this link, and I click copy from here, and I go back here again, and after I copied, I click on insert citation, add new source, And here, imagine that the name of the author is BBB and the name of the web page, whatever it was, I put there. And I come and year was 2020 and it was May 1st, for example, 0401. And when I access, I put this, check mark in here. By putting this check mark, you will be able to scroll down, for example, and put the URL here, for example, and year access, I can put today's date and I click OK. After I click OK and this appears here, I click bibliography and works cited, and everything related to works cited will be, appearing, in here. Here you go AAA, BBB, and this is what we put before. And for this, for example, biology paper is getting ready. Then I go back again to my search regarding the Library of Congress and other library resources. And I'm going to close this screen and to make sure this screen is open and it is easier for us to do our research. And then again, I go back to here I am in the website of the college, and we discussed there are national archives, and this link doesn't work, and therefore this was the basic information. There is another information here. Let me one more time go to the Library of Congress. I put www.loc, means Library of Congress.gov, and I click enter to see what kind of other services Library of Congress has. And it has catalog, researchers, visitors, teachers, and it has blogs and copyright. Copyrights are handled by the Library of Congress. If one day you write a book and you want to get a copyright for your book, you go to the Library of Congress. Most likely they charge you $20-$30, and therefore they will take care of this. And I have a friend actually, and whose name is Jerry Haas, and this person who works for the Library of Congress. And this might be that Jerry who is standing here smiling, and there is another person who works close, who works somewhere in a Congress, and his name, he looks like the other person as well. But anyhow, we go back here and we look at here, and we see other issues in here. We go back here and I click on this link and see what other services are available. And as you see, there is one service called Ask a Librarian. I click on it, and from here, when I go to Ask a Librarian and I look at here, I see that there are topics here that I can click. Here is written online form. And this online form I fill out, and the librarian will help me. But let me tell you, there are a lot of librarians that chat with you. Therefore, if you go to Google and say chat with a librarian and click search, suddenly you will be able to chat with a lot of librarians across the US and even in other countries. Suddenly you can go there and say, hey, I am doing some research about COVID-19. Could you tell me where I can find good articles about it? And suddenly you will be surprised. They are so nice. They will help you, and it's because libraries, almost all of them, are non-profits, and they are government or non-profit organizations. They get paid to help the people. Therefore, these are great services available to many of the people. I go back to the website of the college, and again I go here. As you all know, I go and type here library, and I click search, and when I come here, it says regional public library branches. I like this one also. When I click there, I see that the libraries that we have in our area here, if you are not a member, I strongly recommend to become a member. I click on Hampshire Library, and here is Hampshire, the link to Hampshire Public Library. And then I can come here and type COVID-19, see if they can. I went through that link, and it sent me to the website of the government. I am not going to go there again. Therefore, I come here and see what kind of information. That's our homepage, and I scroll down, and it has some information, as you say, CDC, means Center for Disease Control. Yeah, here it is. And digital cards are now available, and West Virginia newspapers. That's fine. How great it is if I can have access to them. Why should I, pay for the newspapers? And I scroll down, and I come and see, different services. and it has, you see Capon Bridge, this is a part of the Hampshire, library. I believe that is, then I scroll up again and I see electronic media. I click there and see what kind of electronic media is available. One thing I want you to know is called Overdrive. This Overdrive is a software which I strongly recommend if you can download it on your computer or on your cell phone. And guess what? When you have that Overdrive, you can borrow library books electronically, which means you don't need to go to the library. You have to be, of course, member of the library. After you are the member of the library, you can go online on your cell phone or on your computer and find the book and then say, I want it on Overdrive, which means you are at home. That book electronically is placed in your cell phone, on your laptop, on your computer. You can read it for 2 weeks, for example. After you read it to 2 weeks, you don't even need to return it. It automatically being removed from your laptop, and maybe they allow you also to renew it. Therefore, I strongly recommend that if you have that, if you become a member of a library and use this Overdrive, and you get a lot of good information. And then resources, I click, and jobs, educational resources category, genealogy resources, computer resources. Therefore, try to use all these resources that are available to the people. Now, if you have any questions, I will assign one simple project for this library. So here is the Overdrive. Do you see? I talked about it. As I said, I strongly recommend have this one. You will have access to millions of online books. Hopefully, I don't know how many online books the library, Hampshire Library can provide you. Even if they don't have, they can hopefully get it from other places. Sometimes they subscribe. They get 2 copies, electronic copies, and therefore, as I said, by going to using Overdrive, you don't need physically to go to the library. You just check out your books, and that's a very smart way of using this. Watching Canopy on iOS services. I haven't looked at it and to see. Canopy showcases more than 30,000 films and film festivals. That's nice, Therefore, if you can have that, and you can have app for iOS, and that's again another good service that I would recommend that you all use. Therefore, that was my lecture and about this and about the library resources. And we recommend that you definitely utilize these services. And as I said, I will assign a simple research project. I don't want to call it research, but that scares the student. Think that it is a research. Usually, when you say research paper, that's several months of work and a semester. It's just simple thing, You remember how easily I went there and got something about coronavirus and put it here, and then I clicked bibliography, and of course this is APA format. We decided to have MLA format. Here you go. By one click in here, everything see this the date of 2000. Whatever disappeared from here because I changed it to the MLA, and we have works cited here, and maybe I assign you something to go to these libraries and pull some information and put just to refresh your memory. And we did this already. You already did this project that I think you did about cyber security, and here we will find something that you do easily, and that is a very simple process. Okay, and we are